Now, Israel might be tiny geographically, but in almost every inch of sand, there's a story. And we see it often when building new sites in the country because first the ground needs to be cleared, and it's often that something remarkable is uncovered in the process. Now, this story is incredible. About 2 weeks ago, workers building a new road near Kibbutz Hanaton in the Lower Galilee stumbled upon an amazing discovery from ancient times. And one of the residents from that kibbutz happens to be an Israeli tour guide and archaeology enthusiast. And Anat Harrel joins us from the exact spot where the discovery was made. Anat, tell us, what did the workers find?
Hi. So what happened is that we have to build a new bridge, and they're moving the highway over. And so when they started to move the highway over, they realized that they were discovering some kind of an agricultural farm. And as they excavated only about 2 to 3 weeks ago, they came upon an amazing discovery. They found a mikveh, which is a ritual immersion pool. And as they were excavating, they discovered that the plaster in the mikveh was the same plaster that was used in Second Temple times. Second Temple times, we're talking before the destruction of the Second Temple. We are talking 2,000 years ago. And this makes this particular immersion pool amazing.
And how can you tell that it's from the Second Temple period? Show us a bit of the mikveh, because you're standing right there. Let's have a look at it.
Yes. So what happens is what we see here is an agricultural farm. We thought it was from Byzantine times, but as they excavated lower and lower, they realized that this was also from early Roman times. And do you see the mikveh?
I
right
can.
There?
Wow, it's incredible.
Yeah, and so what a mikveh is, it's an immersion pool, and you see the steps. There are steps going down, and apparently this was a mikveh for the farmers that worked either in the olive oil industry or the wine industry. And the reason they know it is from Second Temple times is because the plaster on the walls of the mikveh has a gray color to it, which is exactly what Second Temple time ritual baths were made of. The plaster was gray. Later on in Byzantine times, apparently the plaster improved and it was white instead of gray. And that's how the archaeologists know that it is from before the destruction of the Second Temple.
And so, Anat, I understand, of course, it's an amazing discovery, and you live in the kibbutz right near where it was found. I understand that you wanted to get a replica of the mikveh made, but you were actually surprised to get something else. What was that?
Well, okay, so I live in Kibbutz Hanaton, which is only like half a mile away. When the Antiquities Authority found this mikveh, they actually invited all the public to come. They had several tours around here. And when the archaeologist explained that this is a mikveh from Second Temple times, we got really excited because I am on the mikveh committee in my kibbutz. And we said to the archaeologist, hey, why don't we make a replica of this 2,000-year-old mikveh and put it right next to our brand new mikveh? And he said, why build a replica? Why don't we raise money and excavate this mikveh out, and we'll transplant the whole real 2,000-year-old mikveh and put it in your kibbutz.
That is incredible. And very briefly, before we have to let you go, I understand this has become quite the cross-cultural production. Tell us a little bit about that.
So what's another thing that's amazing is that in the Antiquities Authority, many of the archaeologists are Israeli Arabs. The archaeologist who found this Jewish mikveh is an Israeli Arab archaeologist, and these archaeologists that told me let's transplant it is also an Israeli Arab archaeologist trying to save a Jewish mikveh. That's the kind of coexistence we have in the Galilee. That's why I love living here.
That is beautiful, and I share in your enthusiasm, Anat. Thank you so much for taking us right to the site that it was found just 2 weeks ago. Thank you.
You are welcome.